Hey guys. So I was just doing some research in what the Lineal champ, its history going back into the 18th century, Fleischer, and who's been lineal champ. So Canelo Alvarez was a lineal champ at 160. Once he vacated 160, the lineal champ he was no longer lineal champ. Floyd Mayweather's been lineal lightweight champ. He's been lineal champ. Once you leave the weight category, you no longer are lineal champ. And number one and number two ranked with all the governing sanction bodies or have to fight for the vacant lineal champ. So in exceptions, 1 and 2 must fight in order to be deemed as lineal. 1 and 3 can fight, depending on, two's not there. 2 and 3 must fight, but 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3. You are no longer a lineal. Have a look at this. Just stand by. As you could see, those like Ward, Froch, Ward, Mayweather, those they fought for vacant lineal titles. Like I already said, Canelo Alvarez was lineal. So in regards to Tyson Fury, and announce publicly, if you announce publicly that you have retired from the sport, your linealship is revoked. But he did that in 2016 on a tweet and said that he's retiring. And then 3 hours later came out and said, no, I'm only joking. So that saved the linealship. But then he did abscond. If you leave for over 3 years and I think 3 months, your linear title is revoked. And here he is again on a public platform announcing his retirement and that he's retired. Stand by.
Now, there was an interesting moment, Tyson, at the end of your fight when you claimed you're going to retire. Everybody was groaning. Nobody wanted to hear that. And your wife looked to me like she was saying, no, he's not. Something like that. She certainly gave an indication that she doesn't think you're ready to retire yet. Why would you retire? You walked out in front of nearly 100,000 people at Wembley going crazy. You're at the peak of your powers. You knock out this guy with a ruthless uppercut. There are still 1 or 2 massive fights left for you. The winner of the Joshua Usyk fight, obviously, would be a huge one. I don't think you're ready to retire, Tyson Fury. Give me the scoop. Are you going to now tell me right now, Piers Morgan, uncensored, that actually you've got more in you?
Well, let me tell you something. Piers Morgan, uncensored. This is the truth, the gospel truth, nothing but the truth. I'm done. You know, every good dog has its day. And like the great Roman leader said, there'll always be somebody else to fight. When is enough enough? I'm happy, I'm healthy, I've still got my brains, I can still talk, I've got a beautiful wife, I've got 6 kids, I've got up-team belts, I've got plenty of money, success, fame, glory. What more am I doing it for? You know, boxing's a very dangerous sport. You can be taken out with one punch, as we've seen on Saturday night. And, you know, it only takes one unlucky blow, and you may not get up off that canvas. I'm quitting while I'm ahead. I'm undefeated, only the second man in history to retire undefeated heavyweight champion. I'm very, very happy. I'm very contented in the heart with what I've done, what I've achieved. It's not about money for me, Pierce. You know, a lot of people in this world.
So Tyson Fury, once he returned, he made it within, I think, the 3-year and 3-month period, because I think he was gone just 3 years. So he just scraped back. So when he came back to fight Deontay Wilder, he was the lineal champ, which he always raved on about. So if Deontay Wilder would have beaten Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder would have been the new lineal heavyweight champ. Lineal has nothing to do with undisputed. You could be undisputed and not lineal. Lineal, by the way. So Deontay Wilder has never been lineal, because obviously he's never beaten a lineal champ, and none of the sanctioning bodies with his other 40 knockouts were even ranked in the top 5, in the top 10, in the top 30. So, you know, that you got to be fighting the best. We could say the best fighting the best. For instance, we could say that if Joe Joyce fights Anthony Joshua, that wouldn't be for lineal, because Anthony Joshua could be ranked at, say, number 2 or number 3, but Joe Joyce would be at number, like, 5 or whatever. But if, for instance, Tyson Fury vacates, so Deontay Wilder's number 1, whoever's ranked after in the sanction bodies as the number 2, those two will fight for lineal champ. And I think... I'm just thinking, Anthony Joshua was lineal champ when he beat Vladimir Klitschko, but he lost being lineal when he lost to Andy Ruiz. So, with Andy Ruiz beating Anthony Joshua, became the lineal champ because Andy Ruiz wasn't ranked as number 2 in the WBC. What belt was they defending? The 3 belts. I forget which specific, but it was a unification. So Andy Ruiz wasn't ranked in number 2 in those WBO, WBA, and IBF. So he didn't become lineal. But when Anthony Joshua beat Andy Ruiz, which is weird, he became lineal again. But then once he lost to Usyk, he was no longer lineal. You never ever heard Anthony Joshua proclaim that he was lineal. The last lineal heavyweight champ that was recognised was Lex Lewis. Once Lex Lewis retired, lineal was confusing because once Tyson Fury also beat Vladimir Klitschko, that's how he became lineal. But the reason why Tyson Fury... Let's see, there's an overlap because Tyson Fury... he retired. So then Anthony Joshua fought Klitschko and was lineal. But because Tyson Fury came back before the time period was over, the expiration, he came back as lineal champ. Doesn't make sense. He shouldn't have. Doesn't matter what he shouldn't have been lineal. So just say, okay, he's lineal. Cool. Tyson Fury is now publicly, as you could see in the rules, once you publicly state that you have retired, which he has on various platforms, Piers Morgan, his post-fight presser, that's him publicly retiring. So if you're going by the rules, you're no longer lineal. You'd only still be lineal if you don't publicly retire, announce your retirement, and you leave, and if you come back within the 3-month and 3-year and 3-month deadline, you're still lineal. So that's what Tyson Fury did. But now this time round, Tyson Fury is no longer lineal. You either move up a weight division or move to a different weight division that cuts your lineal tie. If you publicly announce your retirement, you're no longer lineal. If you don't defend anything in a 3-year period, which is quite weird, your linealship is revoked. So saying all this to say, Tyson Fury is no longer the heavyweight lineal champion of the world, and it has to be. So it will be vacated. That will be on the line, and number 1 and 2, that's up next, can fight for the vacant lineal title. So Tyson Fury isn't lineal champ. So if you hear him in interviews continue to say he's lineal, that's not so. It's incorrect. He's no longer the lineal champ, as he has announced publicly on a few public platforms that he is no longer an active fighter and he has retired. So, just wanted to let you know. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey there, it's LadyChann, rep nonetheless. Come box with Shan. Gyan. If you confused, what do you think I am? I hope I did my best to try and explain. Just go. You're not lineal champ. Gyan!
Only on pay-per-view.